Anyone want me? I'm taking any bidders. Going once, going twice. Sold to the streets for free.
Here's a few fun facts about dating over 50. And I'm gonna be brutally honest. I snore like a man.
What's it like dating in your 50s? I would compare it to pushing your tray down the cafeteria line. You know you gotta pick something, but nothing looks good.
Yeah, nothing was good enough for you. And so now what ended up happening is that you are 50 plus years of age, you still have no Prince Charming, you still have no husband, but you are out here dating. This is perhaps one of the most saddest but yet funniest things you can see on the internet, guys, is women who are over the age of 50, hell, 40 and 30, who are still out there trying to date. They treat it like a marathon, they treat it like it's something that has to be done for decades at a time, when the truth of the matter is they think that nobody is good enough for them. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again. And on today's episode, we have an absolutely hilarious one for you guys here from Ministry of Masculinity. And this one is called I Am Better Off Alone. And we are going to be kicking it off with this woman right here, guys, who is pissed. Okay, she is not happy. And she's going over the preferences that men have in dating. And of course, being a woman who's over the age of 50, none of these things are achievable for her. And she's not happy. So we're going to be jumping into this one. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. I'm going to leave a link to Ministry's channel down below in the pinned comment or the description. Make sure you check him out, and let's get started.
So I made a video a while ago, and men over 50 were commenting the type of women that they were interested in dating. And I've compiled a list, which is kind of interesting. And I'm sure women do the same thing, but men, you contradict each other quite a bit. A lot of men over 50 said that they wanted much younger women. However, a lot of men said they wanted women who were emotionally mature. With years comes age, but also maturity. Number two.
You gotta love how this woman is so dense that she can't separate those two things. Okay, so she's like, oh, men want a younger woman, but they want emotional maturity. These things are not necessarily mutually exclusive. Right? You could have a 25-year-old who has more emotional maturity than this woman, for example. Right? You'll notice as she goes through these things, guys, the bitterness just really kind of shines through because she can't logically accept that these are two distinct things that she's mentioning. It's very funny.
Men said that they liked women who were very active. However, they also said they didn't want a woman who was too busy. A lot of comments were about women's physicality. They wanted a woman who was trim, beautiful, fashionable, but also somebody who didn't spend too much time, effort, or money on their looks.
Yeah, it's almost like they want someone who is naturally beautiful, and they don't want someone who has to spend hundreds of dollars completely changing their appearance to the point where they look like somebody else. I think that maybe if this woman spent less of her time yapping on TikTok and more time taking care of her skin, she wouldn't come across as a complete witch, and maybe people would actually empathize with her. Guys, I don't want you to be a witch either, which is why today's episode is sponsored by Tiege Hanley. Guys, Tiege Hanley is a skincare company dedicated to creating straightforward and simple skincare solutions for men. Their systems are designed to be incredibly easy to use, so even if you're like this woman in this video, perhaps you are one of the slower members in the audience, maybe even a male womanist who is hate watching the channel, even you can get the hang of using their systems. Guys, Tiege Hanley offers various skincare systems to help improve your skin, but I recommend starting with their level 1 system. It includes a face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer as well. Everything that you will need to kickstart your skincare routine. I have personally used Tiege Hanley's level 1 skincare system since before they even decided to sponsor the channel, because I think that their stuff is just that great. And guys, if you're looking for some proof, head on over to their website and you will find an overwhelming number of 5-star reviews from satisfied customers all around the globe. Just take a look at these reviews that I'm going to put up on screen for you guys now. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they are offering an incredible deal exclusively for you. Click the link in the video description now to get 40% off of your first box, plus a free gift. Plus, as a member, guys, you will enjoy 20% off of future purchases. So don't hesitate any longer. Check out the link in the video description to start your skincare journey with Tiege Hanley today. But now let's get back to today's episode. Notice how when this woman is going through this list, guys, she's making it out to be as though both of these things are the same when they're actually not. Right? For example, the previous one where she's talking about, men wanting someone who's active but not super busy. You can have both of these things. You can have somebody who's active but not super busy all the time. But you see, she just wants to conflate the two things because she's upset that she's 50 years of age and she still doesn't have her Prince Charming. And this is why so many of these women are bitter and alone, guys, is because they're so masculine, right? They're so set in their ways and strong-headed and everything. And no guy wants to date a strong-headed woman. We want a nice one. We want a pleasant one. Not going to be an absolute headache for us.
There were a lot of comments about women being independent, I think specifically financially independent. However, they wanted a woman who also needed them. And also they wanted a woman who was spontaneous and fun, yet consistent. I'm sure women are the same way, but it seems like there's a whole lot of contradictions in the type of women that the men over 50 want.
So number one, these are contradictions to you because your brain doesn't seem to work. That's number one. Number two, would be very interested in seeing, these men that she speaks of, because I don't know many men who are out here saying that they want spontaneous and things like this. So I'm a little bit skeptical as to this woman's list. And number two, even if it is a real list here, it makes sense to me. Okay, really not that difficult to wrap your head around. But of course, because she's older, because she's bitter, she makes these TikTok videos. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So let's continue into this next one here, guys. And this is also an older woman who's also not too happy. You'll notice, guys, that as these women go up in age, like their happiness goes down because they realize nobody's going to come and save them and look after them. Also, again, with the previous woman, I don't know what kind of dude is looking for a financially independent woman. Really not high on the list for a lot of guys.
This whole dating thing, especially at my age, over 50, is just bullshit. Like, I had a date on Monday, met him through Facebook dating app, seemed super normal, just kind of average guy. Date went great, good conversation. We talked about going to concerts this summer. He's like, hey, what are you doing for my birthday? In June, we can go to Mexico. I was like, simmer down, dude. We just met. But it went well. And so I was like, okay, pleasantly surprised. This may not be such a bad thing. Well, today I'm scrolling on Facebook, and because we became friends on Facebook after Facebook dating, something popped up that somebody had liked from back in February. And guess what it was? Oh, it was him in a relationship. Yep, him in a relationship. So, screenshot, send it to him. What the hell, dude? We just went out on Monday. Are you in a relationship? Well, I got blocked. Of course I did. But guess what? I still have her name.
Yeah, see, the thing about this, madam, is that nobody cares. You guys see what I mean about the bitterness, right? This woman is complaining about dating over 50. And I want you guys to notice this, okay? So all of these women, they complain, men are terrible, men are all out here cheating on their girlfriends and all this kind of stuff. Number one, I never believe it that these women don't know that. Like, so many women will chase men with girlfriends, and then whenever they get rejected, they get pissed, and then they go and try and message the girlfriends and all of this kind of thing. But these women who are complaining about dating over 50, I'm sorry, but I don't know what the hell you've been doing for the last 3 decades of your life. Okay, this is, guys, women have it so damn easy with dating. I mean, this is a woman over 50, incredibly masculine, and she's still securing dates. Okay, at what point is it just your fault? Now, you might say, oh, Taylor, isn't it the same for men? And I say typically not. And the reason for that is because oftentimes, if you're not a genetically gifted specimen of a man, women aren't going to pay you attention by default. You have to build things. You have to take a long time in the gym. You have to take a long time building up your finances. You actually have to work to become attractive to the opposite gender if you're not, genetically gifted. Women at the age of 20, guys, all they have to do is not eat McDonald's and they can find their Prince Charming. Don't go out with a whole bunch of guys, don't eat McDonald's, and don't be annoying. And you are like 99% of the way there to securing a great guy. But they don't do that, guys. They eat McDonald's, they get with a whole bunch of guys, they screw around, they're 50 years of age, and then they want to complain about dating. Like, absolutely not.
Are you in a relationship? Well, I got blocked. Of course I did. But guess what? I still have her name. So, yep, sent her a little message, sent her the screenshot, and I'm like, oh, do you happen to be in a relationship with this person? Because we went out on a date on Monday, and we met on Facebook dating. And as a woman, I would want someone to tell me. I hope she tears him up. I hope she puts him in his place. I hope he really is single again now. What a jerk.
I wouldn't even be surprised if this post that she found from back in February was just a relationship that he previously had. Like, he got out of a relationship, he returned to dating. Now all of a sudden this woman just looks like a complete psycho. Look how masculine this woman is, guys. I hope she puts him in his place and all of this kind of things. She needs to tell this man when he suggested about Mexico to slow down, buddy. Always has to be in control of everything. So many of these women, they just need to control everything. They need, and these are the ones that complain about being controlled, mind you. Oh, a man can't tell me what to wear. He can't tell me what to do. He can't do this. He can't do that. And ironically enough, they're the controlling ones. You know what men want? Men don't want women like this. They just don't. If they wanted women like this, they would just go out there and date dudes. You know what I'm saying? But the majority of men are heterosexual. We don't want to date other men. Okay? But it's crazy to me how so many women behave like men, and then they wonder why they can't find their Prince Charming. This is like a dude going out there, wearing dresses, putting on makeup every day, and then he's complaining that he can't find a traditional woman. It's like, of course the traditional women don't want him. He's wearing dresses, you feel me?
So sick of this kind of bullshit. Like, is anybody honest anymore? Does anybody just want to be in like a normal, regular relationship?
And this is the line, right? Before we continue into the next clip here, that women will always say, right? I'm just looking for something normal. I'm just looking for a regular relationship. Okay, riddle me this. If she's just looking for a regular relationship, why isn't she in one? I mean, women have the capability of having a regular relationship all throughout their life, guys. At the moment they start dating, they have regular relationships at their fingertips. So if you want to tell me that you went, pretty much 3 decades and you still don't have a long-term partner, you don't have a husband, or you couldn't keep it together with your husband, and now you want to complain about the dating scene, I have no sympathy whatsoever for you. Let's continue into a clip from this last woman here. And this is another woman who is over the age of 50, guys, and still out there trying to date. Like, let's let this sink in, guys. 50 plus years of age, what have you been doing this entire time?
Is dating in your 50s really that fucking bad? I just got off the phone with my friend and she's like, I'm done. I stopped dating 3 years ago. You didn't get the memo? Like, no. I'm done. I'm better off alone. I have my job. I'm financially secure. I have my house. My only child is an adult, and I'm healthy. I don't need problems in my life. And
I guarantee you, by the way, this quote-unquote friend that she is talking to is actually just herself, right? She's just getting her own thoughts out. Women will start these videos and they'll be like, oh yeah, my friend said this, or my friend did that. And 90% of the time, it's just them. Like, they're just talking about themselves.
she's like, everyone's story is different, but dating out here for women my age, you find men that are older by 10, 12, 13 years. They're in their late 60s, maybe early 70s, and they're looking for a nurse. They're ready to settle down at that age. And if you find a man that's 55, semi-good looking, has a good job, is financially secure, he doesn't want your ass. He wants a young one, 22, 23. And I'm like, no, not that.
Couldn't have said it better myself, right? A lot of these men who are successful, who have all of their crap together, I don't care if the guy's 25, I don't care if the guy's 35, I don't care if the guy's 45, 55, etc. These men are not looking to date 50-plus-year-old women, right? And women will always say, oh, that's creepy. I bet these women didn't find it creepy when they were the 20-year-olds. When they were 23, when they were 25-year-olds, and older dudes were hitting them up, I bet you they didn't find it creepy then because they got to enjoy the attention. Okay, but now the attention has dried up. They're no longer the ones getting attention. They're no longer 23, 25, whatever the age is, right? Now they're in their 50s, 30s, 40s. And so they go, oh, these men are creepy, right? And it's always the shaming language. These men are creepy. These men are awful. But they didn't think that these men were creepy or awful when they were the ones who were getting the attention. Very, very, very funny how that works. And I want you guys to also notice that these women, they're still not lowering their standards at 50 years of age, right? They're still looking for the guys who are successful. They're still looking for the men who are attractive. They're still looking for the men who have options with other women. They don't want average dudes. They are 50-plus years of age, guys, still single, right? And they won't lower their standards because they think they're deserving of some 55-year-old Chad. Isn't that absolutely crazy to think about, guys? Just no self-awareness whatsoever.
Young. She's like, Jasmine, Bill Belichick is 22, 23. And I'm like, no, not that young. She's like, Jasmine, Bill Belichick is 74. His girlfriend's 24. That's how it is. It's slim pickings. Or you got guys out here who, you know, they're trying to move in with you because you got a house. I'm better off alone. I got my friends, I got my activities. I'm not cleaning anyone's ass. No.
Yeah, so it's either you try and find the guy who has multiple properties, or your other option is dating dudes who want to date you for your house, which again, I don't really believe is the case. I don't think dudes are out here dating because of how much money is in your bank account. No dude gives a damn about how much money is in your bank account. It never benefits us anyway. Let's be honest about this. But yeah, guys, still won't lower her standards, right? Still out here, 50-plus years of age, looking for that successful guy. It's just funny how this works, okay? She doesn't want to date any man who's less successful than her. And she says, you know, oh, I don't want to look after anybody. But she has refused her entire life to date anybody who is, you know, who is not above her, so to speak. And you might say, Taylor, how do you know this? Because she's still single. She can't find a long-term partner because she wants those successful men for long-term partners. That's why all of these guys who are successful, they have zero reason to commit to annoying old women. That's just the way it is. Like, you do not have any leverage over these guys. They think that they do. Oh, I'm such a queen. I bring loyalty to the table. That's like saying you're trying to sell a car and your selling point is that it has wheels that turn. It's like, yeah, I sure hope it does, you know? But they think that they actually have something that men want. Crazy. This is also a single mother, by the way.
So it made me think, because this is not the first time I have a conversation like this. This is like my third conversation. Third conversation with 3 different friends around the same age. One is 50, one is 55, and one is 56. And they're all like, no, I'm better off alone.
And you know what, guys? I couldn't agree more with this right here. I think that she is better off alone. I think that she should continue to be alone. And, you know, maybe she'll eventually find her Prince Charming. I mean, who are we kidding? She's not going to find her Prince Charming. Let's go back through the women that we've covered here today. We have had this woman here, right, who her and her friends are a bit frustrated that men are dating, the successful men are dating 23-year-olds. And the funny thing is, these men date 23-year-olds because they can, right? It's, you know, they absolutely can. So we've got this woman here, her and her friends, quote unquote, are annoyed. Again, always skeptical as to whether or not these women are actually talking about friends. You have this woman who just lost her crap over being ghosted on Facebook dating. You know, I think if this woman messaged the girlfriend of this other dude, by the way, if it actually turned out to be true that they were still together, she probably would have added it to this video, which tells me that they probably weren't together, that they were separated or something like this. and this woman got ghosted, and so she's pissed about it. Always very, very vindictive, incredibly masculine. This woman looks terrifying, man. Absolutely terrifying. Incredibly masculine. And then you got this woman here who has the logics, has the logical capabilities of a fish, for goodness sake. Okay, she's frustrated that men seemingly wanting characteristics that are contradictory, which they're not, but she just can't separate them because she's bitter about it. Very, very funny stuff here. Fantastic. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode here of I Am Better Off Alone. Don't forget to go and check out Ministry of Masculinity. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the pinned comment or the description. As always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.